So this isn't even about like Robert Saleh. Robert Saleh got fired this morning in the middle of nowhere. I guess after they came back from London because the Jets played a game against the Minnesota Vikings Sunday in London and they lost 17-23. Was getting shut out at one point. It was down 17-0. And look, I'm not a Robert Saleh guy. I thought he was a cheerleader more than he was a coach anyway to begin with. But the defense gave up 10 points 2 weeks ago, and they gave up 23 this week. That was a winnable game. They lost because of the offense. All right, Rodgers threw 3 picks. He was terrible. He had his moments and flashes, but the Jets have a very vanilla offense. You could stack the box with 8, stop the run, sit on crossing routes. That's all they do. There's really nothing to it. And you knew the whole situation. When Rodgers went to the Jets, you knew, okay, if they win, he's going to get the glory as the quarterback. Salah's going to get the blame as the head coach. So everyone knew the deal. But he skipped OTAs. He was thinking about running for office. He was going to run with Robert what's the dude? Robert RFK. And so he was talking about politics. He was not, to me, he wasn't dialed in like that this season. And he usually does this podcast, well, not the podcast. He's on the Pat McAfee show every Tuesday on ESPN. Was on the YouTube show, him and AJ Hawk. Like a lot of these athletes now, they don't want to deal with real journalism. It's like I was saying with Kamala Harris, she'll do these like so-called interviews on liberal platforms that won't challenge her. So it's like McAfee and Rodgers have a partnership. It's really not the typical journalistic interview. He's not going to challenge Aaron Rodgers. And it actually was a good look because today, Rodgers, the day that he normally shows up, on Tuesday afternoons, he ducked the interview, and they said he was going to come back tomorrow. So, he actually did Pat McAfee a solid because Pat McAfee that would have been real bad on his behalf. It would have looked real bad on him. But people have been like, "Come on, you ain't gonna ask Rodgers about Salah?" He go, "Hey, dude, yeah, your coach got fired." You got to say something. So, he'll have a response tomorrow, and they probably been game planning all day about how awkward it's going to be. But, yeah, he ducked the interview. He ducked it. And it's like, bro, don't duck it now. If you're the bad guy to me, just play that role and start winning some games. As I'm telling you, even people who don't agree with this, winning cures everything in sports. Everything. People don't care once you start putting up dubs. But to duck the interview when it's like everybody knows you got this guy fired. Not only be wrong, Robert Saleh was 20-36 as a head coach. He was not a good head coach. I'm not sitting there saying that he was. But somebody was going to get fired. There was reports coming out before the game, before they went to London, that regardless of what happened, regardless as far as a loss, someone was going to get fired if they lost. Everyone knew that. And it wasn't going to be Rodgers. He's the, $150-something million quarterback they got in the trade. They weren't going to let him go. It was going to be the coach. Now, they still got the OC around. I don't know why, because he's no good, but that's Rodgers' guy. They brought in all of these veteran receivers that Rodgers wanted from Green Bay. They tried to do like what the Bucks did with Brady, but it hasn't come out nearly as good. It's not even close. Say what you want, but he didn't get Bruce Arians fired in they haven't even played the whole season together yet. This is 5 weeks? They're 2-3. It's like, damn, they panicked. And I get it. He's 40. He's not moving like he used to. He's not looking like his best to begin with. So this is like a must now situation. They should have did this in the offseason. You could have hired Belichick, Mike Vrabel, anybody. But they chose to do nothing, and this is what the Jets do. The Jets jet. But, Rodgers is not looking good these days. And this was a guy who was a media darling. People loved Aaron Rodgers. He was in all the commercials. He had the discount double check. He was the State Farm guy for years. Before Pat Mahomes, it was Rodgers. And I think now people are starting to realize, he's a diva. And this is why the Packers finally said, all right, we good on you. And now they got Jordan Love, and it's like they not even looking back. If the Packers played the Jets right now, I think they would stomp the Jets. Facts. Like the Packers look like they better off. So, but yeah, Rodgers definitely ducked that. And that would have been really good must-see TV also to have him on there. And the coach just got fired, and everybody knows because, like I said, he shoved the coach away on national television a few weeks ago. They was beating the Patriots. They were winning. which isn't familiar, but they were winning a game, and the coach is trying to embrace him because he's like a player's coach type of happy-go-lucky guy. He runs the steps. He's a hardo. And Rodgers is like, nah, I don't know you like that, dude. Like, back up off me. Like, it was like, that's so you knew, like, this wasn't going to last too long. So, yeah, Robert Saleh did not make it at all. And I remember this girl a couple weeks ago was reacting because the WNBA's been firing a couple of coaches, too. And these girls who don't follow sports like, oh, my God, the NFL give more chances than this. I was like, nah, this is standard practice in NFL. Black coaches get fired all the time. This is nothing new. And like I said, Robert Saleh wasn't a good coach. He'll probably go back to being a coordinator. Maybe San Francisco could use him, somebody, because they can't close out games either. But yeah, Aaron Rodgers ducked that interview. Real cowardly of Aaron Rodgers, man. It is what it is. We knew the coach was going to go. But, you know, he's doing his interview tomorrow with McAfee, see what that's about, see what he'll actually say something worthy. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe.